All right, today we're tearing into a short, absolutely explosive play by the master, Anton Chekhov. It was written all the way back in 1888, and the bear is just a perfect little storm of controlled chaos. So yeah, let's just dive right into it.
So right off the bat, you need to know this is not your typical stuffy drama. Not at all. The characters in this thing, they operate at maximum volume. Their feelings are huge, their actions are kind of ridiculous, and their whole attitude can just flip on a dime. It's that constant wild energy that makes it so fun to watch.
And look, you don't even have to take my word for it. Chekhov himself told us exactly how to see this play. He called it a joke in one act. So it's really important to remember that we're not supposed to be looking for some deep tragedy here. He wants us to laugh at how absurd people can be. He's setting up a punchline, and trust me, it's a good one.
And this, right here, this is the question that lights the fuse for the entire play. You've got two people, and each of them is totally locked into their own powerful, seemingly unbreakable emotion. So, what happens when these two immovable forces slam into each other? Well, the answer is just pure comedic fireworks.
Okay, so first up, let's meet our first contender in the ring. This is Elena Popova. She's a landowner, a widow, and she has basically turned mourning into an extreme sport.
Now, Popova is this really fascinating contradiction. On the one hand, she's putting on this extreme performance of grief, vowing to be faithful forever to a husband who was, well, not faithful to her. But underneath all that, she's got a spine of steel. She is bold, she is courageous, and she absolutely will not be pushed around. Definitely keep that in mind.
And into this carefully built little world of sorrow stomps our second character. He's the guy who's about to shatter the peace, Grigory Smirnov.
So why is he here? It's pretty simple, actually. It's about the money. He's here to collect 1,200 rubles that Popova's late husband owed him. He's a debt collector, and he is not planning on leaving without his cash. Smirnov is just everything Popova's quiet, sad little world is not. He's loud, he's rude, he has zero sympathy for her state of mind. This guy has a massive chip on his shoulder, and he loves to lecture anyone who will listen about how all women are supposedly unfaithful. He is, to put it mildly, a real handful. So, you've got a grieving widow who refuses to see anyone, and you've got an angry debt collector who refuses to leave. What do you think happens next? Yup, a spectacular head-on collision.
And this just shows you the insane speed of it all. I mean, it starts with a simple request for money. Popova says, no, my steward's not here. Smirnov says, I don't care, I'm not leaving. Then they start throwing insults back and forth, and the next thing you know, Smirnov challenges her to a duel, with pistols, to the death. It's somehow both completely logical and totally nuts. And the argument, it moves way past the money pretty fast. It becomes this full-on battle of the sexes. He's ranting about how he's been wronged by all these unfaithful women in his life, and she just fires right back, using her own husband's cheating as proof that actually men are the real problem. They're like these perfect, angry reflections of each other.
And then, in the heat of it all, Popova lands the insult that gives the play its name. She calls him a boor, a coarse bear, because of his crude, awful manners. And you know what? It's the perfect description. It just sticks.
But right when the conflict is at its absolute peak, just as things are about to explode, Chekhov completely pulls the rug out from under us. The story takes this shocking and hilarious turn. So Smirnov challenges her to a duel, probably thinking she'll back down like a so-called proper lady. But she does the exact opposite. She accepts, she goes and gets her husband's pistols. But here's the amazing part. She admits she doesn't know how to shoot and asks the bear himself to teach her. This one act of just fiery, unbelievable courage, it completely stops him in his tracks. He's just captivated. So this is it, right? This is the logical end. They've insulted each other, they've challenged each other, they've got the guns, the only thing left to do is start shooting. Nope, not even close. The duel is off. Smirnov, who is just completely stunned and totally smitten by this incredible woman, suddenly confesses he's fallen in love with her. The whole screaming match ends not with a bang, but with a passionate kiss and a marriage proposal. That's the punchline right there.
So, what's the point of all this madness? Well, beyond just being funny, Chekhov is actually poking at some really fascinating ideas about us, about human nature.
I mean, this tiny little play is just packed with big ideas. You see how ridiculously fast our emotions can change, from grief to rage to passionate love, all in less than an hour. You see Popova completely refused to be a passive victim, which was a pretty modern idea for the time. And right at the center of it all is this idea that intense passion and violence can sometimes be two sides of the very same coin.
Ultimately, what makes Popova and Smirnov so great is that they're what we call round characters. They aren't just one thing. Popova isn't just a sad widow, and Smirnov isn't just an angry brood. They change, they surprise us, and they show a complexity that actually feels really true to life. Nobody is just black or white.
And this is really the thought I want to leave you with. Think about it. Popova was convinced she would mourn her husband for the rest of her life. Smirnov was convinced he hated all women, and they were both completely wrong. So Chekhov's little joke is actually asking us a pretty serious question. Are our strongest beliefs really as solid as we think they are? Or are they just waiting for the right person to come along and knock them all down?